Alright, I'm Craig and this is Diary of an Angry Scottish Golfer. This is a weekly YouTube video series that I do where I track my progress, trying to get better at golf, everything I'm doing to try and get down to a scratch handicap. If you're new to the channel and you enjoy golf YouTube content, golf videos, things like this, please consider subscribing, because once I get to 1,000 subscribers and I'm able to monetize the YouTube channel, every single penny that's raised through this YouTube channel will be donated to a rescue dog charity. So basically, if you watch these videos, you're doing your bit for charity, so it makes you a good person. Maybe 2 or 3 weeks since my last video, and what I'm going to talk about in this video is really just the reasons why I've been away for a couple of weeks, what I've been doing and stuff. It's golf related, like what I've been playing and stuff. If you don't tend to enjoy the ones where I'm just chatting about my golf, my life, whatever, then this one's probably not for you. Like if you prefer the ones where there's like a little game or whatever, I'll see you next week. But if you are into this sort of stuff, I'll explain why I've been away. So it's the middle of the season, like it's at club level, the kind of biggest thing any club golfer will play in will be their club championship. And as it stands, like that's why I've not been filming, because it's been club championship weeks and I've been doing my bit practice wise, playing wise, to see how I could get on in the championship. Well, that's actually sitting okay, considering. Right, where am I going to land this? Did that quite well. Sit. Oh, played it really well. Lovely. Pop this in for a wee birdie. In qualifying events, you tend to just, or I would tend to just try not play shite. Like you're basically just trying not to make doubles and stuff. It's just such a, for me, it's just such a terrible way to play golf, and you end up, or I ended up getting really frustrated because I was playing bad, and I was playing bad because I wasn't trying to play good. And you want to qualify. It's kind of really the only job. I didn't give a fuck what I shot as long as I qualified, and I did qualify, so that's good. And I think there's a few things that I done well that I can try and cultivate for over the rest of the season. I think there's a few things that would help a lot of people that I managed to do quite well, so we'll see. Right, I know the feeling here. Don't rush it. When you rush it, it goes left. Rifle. Bomb. So I'd been putting really, really badly coming into championship. Like I'd mentioned it on here before a couple of times. Really struggling with my putting. And I reached out to Tom, the chap who I see for golf psychology. I reached out and I just said, look mate, I'm proper struggling with my putting. I just feel like I'm gonna miss everything. I feel like I'm trying to lag it from like 15 feet. What can I do? What should I do? He sent me a really nice voice note. Like he said, it was good that he didn't kind of reply. He sent me a voice note and was like, look, this is what I think. And it's like everything, it's kind of resonated with me for all the way through my golf game. And that's what ended up me having quite a good run in championship. So I'll explain what he said about putting. I'll explain that when I'm over my putt on this hole. I won my first match. I won it 5 and 4. And I was, I don't know, 2 or 3 under, I think, with no drop shots. Or I think I maybe bogeyed the second. And that was it. I birdied the couple other holes and was just really solid, but I putted really, really well. I would love for this to say 100 yards because I've been practicing that. Please say 100 yards. 108 yards. I can land this shot that I've been practicing. I can land at 100 yards. The ground's quite firm, so it should run out to 108 yards. I can be quite aggressive with this. A bit pushed, good for distance. Yeah, really good. One of the things I've learned over the years is like not looking past an opponent. So I realized that in round 1, if I got through round 1, I imagined I would play my best mate Jamie, who's been on the channel as well. And the thought of doing that was like, I was really excited to play Jamie because I just thought good good thing. Like, it's good to play your mates and stuff, innit? And it's like, you know what, we'll get deep. Shall we get deep tonight? Let's get deep. It's been a few weeks, so I'm gonna get deep. I'm gonna get deep with you. How many times can you say deep? Fuck me. I said I had 108 yards, and I said I could land this at 100 yards and it'll run out a bit. I mean, that's not bad. That's not a bad shot. So my putting has improved dramatically. I'm not saying I'm gonna hold this because I mean, it's a 10 footer, 9 footer stats. You know what I mean? People on the telly don't hold it all the time, but what I'd learned from Tom, or what he messaged me, was get away from the outcome. Get away from like the outcome being a good shot, dictating whether or not it was a good shot. What I do here dictates. Wow, that was a Freudian slip. Dictates. Jesus, right. What I do here dictates whether or not it's a good shot, not the outcome. It's a lot easier to do over a tee shot or an approach to a green, right, than it is over a putt, because especially like shorter length putts, it either goes in the hole or it doesn't. Like that's what's a good putt, right? It goes in or it doesn't go in. And the shorter the putt, the more I have always found, the more my anxiety levels would rise, that I'd think people around me, I'd think, fucking hell, if I miss this, they're gonna think I'm shite. You shouldn't miss this, this is only 4 foot. It's so hard not to be outcome based on a putt because it's so much more obvious whether or not it's a good shot. So what Tom had suggested to me was that I change my point of focus from holding the putt to something else, like to striking it out the middle of the putter face, or to putting a decent stroke on it. So one thing I did throughout championship was, and I putted really well, as I say, my focus was on maintaining the same grip pressure through my stroke. So quite often my grip pressure would change, it like tighten up at the point of impact. So instead of holding it, being my measure of success, as it were, to like quote a phrase that I've said a bunch of times on here before, my measure of success is whether or not I put a good stroke on it, and that's pretty much it. So this is just got to be, I mean, right edge, it's probably not going to move very much. So again, same grip pressure, and just try and put a good stroke on it. It was a good stroke. That lipped out, bastard. It was a good putt. But then I know I put a good stroke on it, lipped out. What I took from what Tom said there about changing your point of focus, I was able to do really well in the championship, because for me it was like shots. The outcome of shots didn't seem to matter as much. It was more like I didn't class something as good or bad. It was just neutral. Everything was neutral. Like whether I hit the target I had intended to hit, whether I missed it, everything was just neutral. I was just like, well, I did what I wanted to do. That's fine. Got through the first round, and I played my best mate Jamie in the quarterfinals. So he's been on the channel before. I'll put a link to the videos he's been in up here. They were quite popular. He's quite a good guy, he's a good golfer. It's safe to say that the golf I played against Jamie, it was probably the best golf I've ever played. Like, in my life. I was so good. Sounds so big-headed, but I really was very solid. I think I was 3 under par through 17 holes with no drop shots, maybe. Just for some reason that night, I don't know, it's a bit corny to say, but I feel like I was maybe in a zone where everything was just so very focused on the process and doing what I wanted to do that I gave so little thought to the actual outcome. And as a result, I mean, like a good few under through 17 holes, no drop shots, played really solid golf and got through, and got one up on my best mate, which is always nice. Oh, that's a gorgeous golf shot. Beautiful little fade down the middle. Right, this is where it's going to get deep. I feel like it's been a while since we got deep. How do I put this? Doing the YouTube stuff, sometimes you feel like you're a bit of a joke, like doing this, like you're the guy who does YouTube videos and you're a bit of a piss take, as it were. Because it's not everybody does it, and I don't know, sometimes it can make you feel a bit daft. And with my mates, I've always felt a bit like I'm not one of the better players, because my handicap's not the lowest out of the group I play in. I've certainly not achieved some of the things the other guys have achieved, like in my group of friends. A lot of guys have course records, a lot of guys have club championships, one guy has a county championship. So sometimes you feel like you're out of your depth, or I feel like I'm out of my depth when I'm playing with these guys. So to play like out my skin when I felt like it really mattered to me, like I wanted to play well, that it was nice. I don't know, it was nice to feel like, fucking hell, when I'm on, I'm as good. I can do this when I'm on, was kind of what I thought. 83 yards. Well, I will caveat that with something, right? My mate had injured his back when we played, which is always going to loom over me until I beat him at 100%, but either way, I mean, I played very well. That was awful. That was awful. Right down the flag, but I landed it next to the flag. Bounced over the back. That's not a great shot. Tit! This is not an easy shot, I'll tell you that for free. Almost played that too well. Oh, go in, that'd be so funny. Oh, you bastard. Bottom of the wedge, see if we can make a par. Whoop. Easy. Never looking in, but there's a nice phrase, it's train until your idols become your rivals. So, growing up at this club, and like I say, the guy I played today, he was always the man to be really good, been good for years. Today was kind of like a nice little bucket list thing to compete against someone who, growing up, I tried to emulate. Like I would try and copy his swing, or try, like, listen to whatever he said about how it'd be better, try and do these sort of things. So for me, it was very nice to compete against that person and do okay. Like I didn't, so spoiler alert, I didn't win. I got beat 1 down, but it was a good game. Like it was a good standard of a game, and I was dormy 3 down, and I birdied the 16th, keep the match going. I won 17, and I tried to drive the last, and I just missed a birdie putt. Would have potentially forced extra holes. So, but it was like I had a good account of myself against someone who I really looked up to. So it was nice. I don't know what I'm getting at, but it's the point. Oh, it was not rhythm. It's a fucking drop kick, but it works. Get left. I always felt like playing these things, a bit of a sideshow, as it were, like not a serious contender in these events. So I would conduct myself in that way. Little things, right, that, I don't know, maybe people will resonate and they'll understand what I'm talking about. Maybe you'll be someone who does this, but for example, using like self-deprecating language. Or go and just not beat me by too much today. And that sort of like chat is the stuff I used to do when I didn't see myself as someone who could win. And I think it's like for me, it was like a defense mechanism, because I'd be like, I'll take the piss at myself first, so no one else will do it, and I won't feel bad. And that sort of chat is something that I notice from my friends who are proven winners. That's just never the chat. Like, you just never say that sort of stuff, because what good can come of it? Like, you're just painting yourself in a really bad light from the get-go. If I want to get it close, I've got to use a bit of height, which I can get out that lie. I can hit a bit higher. So where do I need to land it? Just short and miles left. Like, there's like brown patches just short of the green. Try and land it there, and miles left, way further left than I think, because it just tends to come out. That wasn't very good. That wasn't very good. Naive. Anyway, so from here, I think, right, well, where's my ball have to run through to go in the hole? Runs through kind of this area. It's got a good chance of going in. So then what I'll do is I'll imagine a straight line that runs from my ball to the hole, which is there. That is a couple of feet outside right of it, so then I'll double that distance about there. I'll aim at something about there. So that's my kind of process for these longer putts. And for the most part, I'm quite good at them. Big fucking words, eh, before you've hit the putt, Shags. Felt like quite a good putt. Sit. Good read. A little bit hard. Not bad though. So it was a pretty good read. Maybe a touch pacey. Again, just trying to hit a good putt. Good. Easy. The club that I play at, Rathel Park, this club here, they did a, this is kind of weird. They paid a vlogger to come and make a vlog around the golf course. I think she's reasonably famous, Rachel McQueen, the girl's name is. So she did a video playing the course, and I'll put a link to it down below so you can get a better look at the club. And if you watch it, and if you watch my videos and you watch that video, let me know what you think of that video. Like if you would prefer me to do videos like that, because she kind of just hits shots, she doesn't really chat, and I don't know, I prefer, the whole point of this is, for me, was that I just was losing my mind on a golf course, so this helps me to snap less golf clubs than that. Try to hit a bit more of a straight one over that bunker. A wee bit dry. Not a bad hit though. It's right through onto the next fairway, it's not a bad shot. Right, 140 uphill a little bit. Flat cam in a range, 9-iron goes about 145 yards. It's uphill, maybe 3 yards, playing 143. Lies fine, so I'm just gonna hit a 9-iron. Shape-wise, I'm gonna try and hold up a little kind of fadey thing. It's pulley. Came out very pulley. I think it's in the bunker on the left. Oh, I struggle to play fades. Well, this is sitting terribly. You can prefer it though. I'd prefer it not to be in the bunker. Oh, that's well played. That's got to be in. Oh, sit. Yeah, Peter from the Tour Pro video helped my bunker technique a lot. I can kind of pick them up quite well now. So again, I mean, no matter what the length of the putt, you're going to put a lot of expectation on these because you want to hold them. Just try and hit a good putt. That was a good putt. There you go. This sounds silly, but up until very recently, I've never really enjoyed playing golf. I enjoy hitting golf balls. I enjoyed hitting golf shots. But playing golf to me was a massive stress because I was so bothered about my score and stuff that I didn't really enjoy it. Like I didn't really like playing golf. I just liked hitting golf balls. And I thought a couple of times I considered giving up, but just hitting balls at ranges and stuff, because that's what I got enjoyment out of. But I'm glad I didn't, because now that I've changed, it's quite fun, this game, isn't it? It's quite fun. That's what we fade. We fade possibly in that bunker. One of my really good mates said to me, winners think about winning, losers think about winners. So my mindset before was I would think about what my opponent was doing and I would want them to mess up. I would want them to miss their putt. I would want them to hit a shank out of bounds. I don't care. I just want them to. I don't care if I win it with a 6 and you have a 7. I just want to win it. Whereas my mindset now was more like in this championship was everyone's at a decent level. Like in these championships, I think the highest handicapper I played was 2. So everyone's good. And instead of hoping for these mistakes, I was just trying to play better than them myself. So you concentrate more on your own thing. 163 yards, slightly on an upslope, so I can take a little bit less club. I don't really know if I have a technique for these. Try to keep my sternum over the ball a bit more, because you need to really make sure that you hit the ball turf. Oh, what a golf shot. Oh, what a golf shot. That's superb. That is superb. Fucking hell, where were you earlier on today? So yeah, I maybe got a bit excited about that shot. It wasn't that good. I thought it was quite close. It wasn't as close as I thought. I'm going to put the details up below for the guy who had the comments last week. I said comment the amount of birdies you've had, and the person who had the most birdies, I'll put their details down below. So shout out to, I believe it was Charlie Irvin, so well played, sir. That needed hit. Oh, needed hit. rubbish putt to finish, but normal videos next week. Thank you very much for watching. If you have watched this to the end, I realise it was a bit of a weird video. It was just purely to let you know why I haven't made videos. It was maybe a wee bit deep. Thanks for watching. See you next week. Cheery.